Hey guys, it's the doc. Just a few days away from my 47th birthday. Getting old, lots of gray hairs. And this is around my birthday is always a time where I kind of like just look back, reflect back on the last however many years. And for some reason this year, I've been thinking just a lot about my business and just about staffing issues and those sorts of things. And for any small business, I think anywhere, but particularly in New York, staffing has been a real problem for the last couple of years, ever since COVID hit. And we're finally in a very, very good place. We are fully staffed, and things are great. But there are always periods like where staffing has been an issue. It's probably like my biggest stress as a small business owner. And I was thinking back actually to, it must have been like 2000. It was definitely 2009, probably the fall of 2009. And my practice was just like 3 or 4 months old. And that 3 months. I opened my practice on March 23rd, 2009. That's when my doors actually opened. And 3 months into starting my practice was like a significant turning point for me. That's basically when I wasn't funding my own practice with my own dollars. The practice was kind of sustaining itself. I mean, I didn't take a salary for years, to be honest with you, but I was able to pay for my staff and I was able to pay my bills, et cetera, with income that was coming into the practice. And I remember maybe, it must have been like 4 or 5 months in, I had 2 employees. I had someone in the back, a medical assistant, and I had a receptionist. And my receptionist, I think she had called out, or maybe she quit or something. I don't remember the exact details, but I was in a real pinch because, pardon that, I was in a real pinch because I had patients scheduled. So, I called my wife, who was actually off that day, and I said, hey, I need some help covering the front desk. And she came down to the office and, looking all cute, the best looking front desk person I've ever had work in my office. And I remember when she came down, she saw, things were we had a few patients that were in the office, and she saw how, we were somewhat busy. And I remember she said to me, she's like, wow, she's like, this is pretty cool. You actually have like a little operation going. She'd never seen my office like during, times where we were seeing patients when there was a workflow. And I remember she was sitting at the front desk and she was, hungry, so she wanted to order some food. She was ordering herself some lunch. I said, that's fine, you can order yourself some lunch, but you got to eat it in the back. You can't have any food at the front desk. And I was treating her just like any other employee. Still to this day, you can't eat at my front desk, because I just don't think that looks great for our patients. But I was just thinking back, the relevance of the story really is like the peaks and troughs of running a business, And even in the troughs, when times are down, in those down times, there's always like a little silver lining, and the silver lining for me was, my wife just acknowledging the small success of my practice at that time. And, it was really just that little bit of inspiration and that I needed, to kind of get through that dark little period. And there's been so many of those, throughout the last 12 or 13 years. But I always find this time of year is always the time where I reflect on those things. You reflect on your losses and you reflect on your wins. But the big takeaway for me is that there's always, even in the losses, there's always a small win I come away with. And, that really maintains a lot of forward momentum. So, these are just some random thoughts around my birthday. That's all I got. Let's get it.